So we get Kaguya Ootsutsuki, the mother of the Sage of Six Paths, reborn. But at the cost of Madara Uchiha? So this chapter, coming into it, I'm very mixed regarding several things within this chapter, because I look at this chapter, first of all, it's one chapter and there's still more story to go, so I can't completely say, everything is, set in stone, whatnot. But with this week's chapter, I just feel with Madara's exit, if this is indeed his full-on exit, Madara's gone, this is it, finito, Kaguya Ootsutsuki took over his body, and Madara is completely gone for good, then this feels as though, like, you built up this character, you made him this god, you made us love him, it's just been so amazing, this villain, this crazy guy, everything he's done, from using all these kids, all the dark things he's done, surviving after the Hashirama fight, all the backstory we got between Hashirama and Madara, all the stuff that we've had, build-ups, him powering up to a point where he was just a god, and then some. And if this is indeed the true exit for him, it feels as though that was just tossed out the window for Kaguya Ootsutsuki. It's almost as if it started off where, yeah, this is it. This is really how it's going to go. This is the finale. Madara did everything. He was behind everything. And it's all set in stone. But then him being replaced with Kaguya Ootsutsuki, literally, personality, body, everything. Is this the end of Madara? That's one of the big questions that this chapter had me thinking at the end of it. Is this indeed the end of him? Is he gone completely? Are we never going to see him again? Or if we do see him again, is he going to be just immobile and dead? Like when Kaguya gets defeated or something like that, he comes back to his body or something. That's one of the huge questions that is on my mind right now. Because in all honesty, you can't take a character that you built up this long and just toss him out the window like that. With Obito, when he was the main villain, when he was the one, even after the Toby stuff, I'm specifically referring to when he had the Ten-Tailed Jubi power inside of him, when he was the Jubi Jinchuriki, and he was doing all these things. While, yeah, he, got written off from villain to now he was kind of like, on the side of the good. That was one thing where people really didn't mind, because at that point people were just frustrated with the constant Rin talk, and just, it was to a point where it was like, okay, whatever. At the end of the day, Madara was above him, and Madara feels like he was the one, the true villain anyways, so whatever. But with Kaguya, while I'm excited to see what she can do, and she looks like a beast, and this is the first true badass female villain that we've had thus far in this series, so that's pretty awesome. If anything, give me Madara and Kaguya. Or give me Kaguya after the defeat of Madara. Maybe after Madara's death, this could have been an entire new arc or something, where this is the next villain, this was the true ending or something. Kishimito, I feel he could have split this up. That way it wouldn't have felt like, why are you getting rid of Madara in place of somebody that we know a little bit about? But at the end of the day, we've been with Madara this long, and it feels as though everything was wrapped around him. So while it makes sense because she does have the connections and everything, ultimately, I do not like the fact that Madara is just being tossed out the window. Again, this is me talking under the assumption of Madara will never return. He could return next chapter, who knows? But this is just me speaking up to the events as of right now. I don't think that it's right getting rid of Madara for Kaguya. Another thing I wanted to mention, because I'm pretty sure people are going to feel as though Zetsu has been, or White Zetsu in particular, has been retconned within this chapter regarding the fact that they said basically White Zetsu is the essence of what happens after people are put under the infinite Tsukuyomi. They turn into this White Zetsu, and that's who they ultimately are. But it was previously established that White Zetsu was created artificially from Madara using Hashirama's DNA, the cells, as well as the Geromazo statue. I believe it was in combination, and that's why they had Yamato stuck to the statue as well, so they could make limitless copies of it. I'm guessing that this was Madara, possibly he found this way either on the Uchiha tablet or something along the lines of that, to go around the fact that since he doesn't have the infinite Tsukuyomi, he could use Hashirama's DNA as a replacement, because we know Hashirama got that DNA, is like, yo, it ain't no joke. So that's the only way I can think of that it would make sense. Otherwise, it just feels like you're retconning what was previously established regarding the existence of White Zetsu. I ain't gonna lie though, Kaguya Ootsutsuki, even though I'm not fond of the means of what was sacrificed to get her here, so far we know that during her resurrection, they felt a chakra even greater than that of the Jubi, which was everybody's chakra combined, adding to her. So she already seems like a credible threat. We see in this chapter, she pretty much has the Rinnegan Sharingan combo that Sasuke has, as well as Byakugan, bringing back that Byakugan, baby. It's been a while since it's been a mighty threat, but it's back. And ultimately, I'm just excited. I'm personally one of the type of guys, I love it when you can bring me a really badass, kick-ass female that doesn't give a shit. And Kaguya Ootsutsuki might be the icing on the cake. Again, I'm not fond of sacrificing Madara, but I'm excited to see what she can do and what she's about. Because right now, she looks like she's about no games. I don't give a fuck. I'm queen bitch up in this place. I feel kind of bad for Kakashi because, first of all, he doesn't have his Sharingan anymore. So he probably is right now in an awkward state. It's like, I'm not as, you know, useful as I used to be right now. But then also, he got to think of, first of all, you got Naruto and Sasuke. They're getting knocked around in this chapter. It's like, Kaguya's no joke. They're getting tossed around left and right, getting sucked up. But then he also, if you read the chapter, he says, you know, he's really concerned about what Sakura might do. So Sakura's just passion to jump in and save them and be useful is affecting Kakashi. It's like he's trying to think of any possible strategy, anything he could do with in the back of his mind, like, this little bitch better not fuck up. Like, you know, I gotta, you know, stay there. I gotta think for a second. I gotta, you know, I can't let her go. So I feel bad for him in this situation. It's like Sakura's making things worse with her rambunctious personality right now. Like, she needs to sit down, calm down, and wait for Kakashi's instructions. That's the sensei right there. He's Kakashi sensei, remember it. And I don't want to flame the wars too much, but why you gotta say Sasuke first and then Naruto? I'm just saying. And in all honesty, I feel as though I have to rate this chapter in two different ways. I have to rate it in one way where I'm assuming that this is the end of Madara, and this is completely how it will end as far as his story goes. And then I have to look at it as well as there's a possibility that he can come back. So under the assumption that Madara isn't coming back, this was the end of him. He was tossed out the window. A god, a great character, great villain, being tossed out like that. I gotta say that this chapter was like maybe 3 to a 4 out of 10. Under the assumption that he will return, he will come back. He will either fight his way through Kaguya, split his way out of Kaguya, something along the lines of that. I give this chapter possibly 6.5 to a 7 out of 10. It was a great setup. I'm really interested to see Kaguya Ootsutsuki. A little bit dicey on the whole retconning situation with the White Zetsu. I mean, the way I explained it, I feel it makes sense, but it still feels a little bit dicey. And I know a lot of people are going to say, what the fuck? You know, what's going on? And ultimately, I just really hope that in the end of the day, this isn't the end of Madara. I got to keep stressing that because tossing him out the window like that, Kaguya seems like an awesome person. And also, it seems like there's some really good foreshadowing in here if you've been watching regarding the brother, you know, the person that was Haguromo's brother. Because we get his name Hamura in this chapter as well. And with this, I'm kind of starting to suspect that we will see him at some given point. Or we might find out that somebody we knew all along was this Hamura guy. Orochimaru, anyone? Or maybe the god that was above Hidan's clan. Who knows? And I'm just really kind of surprised that Kishimito went this quick into the fight with Kaguya. I honestly thought we were going to get like 3 or 4 flashback chapters explaining different things regarding her past, what made her go evil, some of the things that she did in the past. So I'm a little bit shocked that he actually went straight into the fight. Maybe next week we might get some flashbacks or something like that, but it was a good change of pace in that aspect that we just went straight into it. It's like, we're not going to sit back. Maybe later we'll get some of that info, but for now, let's focus on Kaguya's about to wreck shit. I mean, she looks like she's about to just kill everyone right now. So again, assuming Madara's dead, and this is the end of him completely, his existence is wiped out for good, 3.5 out of 10. Assuming Madara will return at some given point, this isn't the end, we will see at some given point what happens to him and he's not just completely gone, 6.5 to a 7. Good change of pace, introducing this Kaguya Ootsutsuki character, which seems like she's gonna fucking dominate. Possible foreshadowing that Haguromo's brother might be around. And ultimately, we got another big brawl on our hands. But let me know what you guys think, first of all, regarding this whole Madara situation. If Madara is indeed gone, finito, this is it. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like myself, where I kind of want to rage in a way, just thinking about that? The fact that he's gone completely, this is it. He's never coming back. All the flashbacks of his backstory, all the planning, all the strategy, all the building up to becoming a god, out the window. And what do you think regarding Kaguya Ootsutsuki? Do you think that she's interesting enough to fill the void that is left by Madara now that he's gone? What is your take on this whole White Zetsu retconning situation? Do you believe that it was just Madara found a different way around not using infinite Tsukuyomi Tsukuyomi, replacing it with the DNA of Hashirama, and still using the Ghetto Mazo, which technically is connected to Kaguya some way, somehow. Just overall thoughts of the chapter. It felt like a very, again, mixed one. Like, I even had to give mixed ratings for this one. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.